Hello. I want to start today by talking about territories and how you import them into ScriptMap. So let's actually get ScriptMap up and running and start by talking about in general terms the actual importation of territories and how you're going to see them. This is particularly relevant if you're a territory manager and you're actually trying to look at your own territories and trying to ignore the rest of the country. So there's a couple of things to say. One is if your territory is based very closely to CCG structure, then you can use the CCG filter to actually limit what you see. And then if we open up a molecule here, you could then see on the drop downs here we've got map by CCG and data by CCG. If you've engaged the CCG filter which lives here, then that will limit that. However, if your territories are not based on CCGs, then you can use the territory importer. So this will allow, provided you're an administrator, you can actually import your own territories for your company and run reports against them. And where they live, if I use these drop downs again, is there. So it's map territory and map and data territory. So that's where they would be run. So let's actually try and do this as an example and talk you through it. So let's click on where it says territory. If you've got a pre-existing territory structure, this report can take 2 or 3 minutes to run. So be patient, please. So here we have the list of postcodes for surgeries that are actually included in your territories. So if I run up and down here and look at the data, we see we've got somebody called Jim who looks after the east of England, and as we scroll down we'll see presumably other names. These are just demo examples, and then we've got Dave and we've got Sharon. So you've got a territory structure there. So the first thing to do is to download this. So let's copy it to the clipboard. So we've got about 8,800 rows there, so let's paste that directly into Excel. There we go, so there it goes. And now let's go back into ScriptMap to the page we were on, and we've now got to look at any unassigned postcodes, the postcodes that are not actually linked to a territory. So this reruns this report in effect, but looks for territories, for postcodes that are not actually matched. Let's import that. So how many is that? That's 59. So we now need to go back to our Excel document, whiz down to the bottom of the territory list and paste this there, and hopefully that will give us everything we need. There we go. So now we've got a job to actually go through each individual territory and postcode and make sure they're right. So it's very much like dealing with, we can delete the ZZZ thing at the bottom there. It's very much like dealing with the brick codes you might have had in the past, but you have to try and match them all and get them all in the right territories and the right structure. So you've got 3 columns there. You've got a territory code, so that could be T101 here, territory name, Jim, whoever his name is, and a description. So that gives you a breakdown, and that data will be useful and will appear in reports. So you've got to spend some time doing that. Then once you've done that, you need to delete the column headings, and you need to save the document as a CSV document. So let's go back into the data and have a look at the definitions. So the first thing you need to do is to rerun the territory report, which might again mean that you have to wait for a little while it finishes. So once the data is reloaded, you need to click the upload file button, and that will then appear and tell us what to do. So here we are. This gives us a breakdown. It tells you that you can have what data you can have in each column. It tells you it's got to be a CSV. One of the other tricks is to make sure and be very careful that you don't include any duplicate postcodes, which is mentioned down at the bottom here. And then you use the browse button to actually find the file and the upload button to actually upload it. So here you'd find it and you upload it. I'm going to cancel that for the moment. Once you've actually done that, it will import the data into the database, and you can then run reports against it. That's an overview. It can be fiddly. If you get stuck, give us a shout and we'll have a go for you, but the duplicate postcodes and the column headings needing to be deleted is the most common error. Thanks for listening. Bye.